Bokittsmichia is a small country in the upper region of North America. It has a population of about 25 million and is ruled by its president, Elizaveta Canmore. Our main export is lumber, but due to an invasive ivy, our forests began to die. Because of this inconvenience, the Bokittsmichian government was left with no choice but to diversify our economy. Now, our main exports are cotton, wheat, corn, and other natural resources. For the most part, Bokittsmichia's citizens live in harmony and work together for the benefit of the country and its economy, as hard work is part of our customs. Every year, Bokittsmichians celebrate the independence from their neighbors, the Gilgistanians, by taking a full day of rest where no one is allowed to work. For many years, citizens of Bokittsmichia were under the tyrannical rule of the Zilgistanian dictator until they fought for their independence in 1645. After gaining our freedom, our people vowed to establish a government where the ideas of the people were valued and taken into consideration, unlike their previous authoritarian government. This is what led to the foundation of the Bokittsmichian presidential government of today. Today, there is a long-established base of civil organizations in Bokittsmichia, including trade unions, educational groups, activist groups, charities, clubs, community foundations and organizations, as well as consumer organizations. Civil society occupies an important position in the development dialogue, as it provides opportunities to bring communities together to mobilize society to articulate demands and voice concerns at the local, regional, national, and international levels. Unlike Bokittsmichia, authoritarian governments, such as the Chinese government, limit the amount of civil organization within the country. Any organizations that exist have been created by the Chinese government, which severely limits the amount of social and political participation of Chinese citizens. Political culture is the collective attitudes, beliefs, and values of the citizenry, and the norms of behavior in the political system. It sets expectations about the exercise of power to establish a balance between social order and individual liberty. Since the Bokittsmichian government values social freedom, family, schools, peers, religious institutions, media, and social environments play a crucial role in the socialization process and help Bokittsmichian citizens develop political attitudes and values. Authoritarian regimes like China and Iran apply more governmental pressure to socialize their citizens around conforming beliefs than democratic regimes. Because Bokittsmichian citizens lived in a regime such as these, the government now encourages citizens to develop their own beliefs through socialization. A political ideology is a set of values and beliefs about the goals of government, public policy, or politics. The Bokittsmichian government believes in socialism, which is the reduction of income disparities and the nationalization of major private industries. The government has implemented this tactic because it believes that each citizen deserves to live a comfortable life. Unlike Bokittsmichia, authoritarian regimes typically implement communism in order to be in total control of citizens, which is why the Bokittsmichians settled for a safer form of government. Political culture, including core beliefs and values that address the tension between order and liberty, shapes the relationship between a state and its citizens. The Bokittsmichian government believes that it should be held to the same laws and standards that citizens are held to. Rather than implement rule by law like many authoritarian regimes, the Bokittsmichian government decided against using the law to reinforce the authority of the state. This is why it relies on the rule of law, in which the state is limited to the same rules as its citizens. The way a regime uses power and authority to support or suppress its citizens establishes a balance between order and individual liberty. Formal political participation, including casting ballots in elections, is encouraged by the Bokittsmichian government in order to enhance legitimacy, gather input, act as a safety valve, or apply a check on governmental policies. Although authoritarian regimes are more likely to use citizen participation to intimidate opposition or give an illusion of influence, Bokittsmichia holds elections in order to encourage citizens' control of the policy-making process. The way a regime uses power and authority to support or suppress its citizens establishes a balance between order and individual liberty. All of Bokittsmichian citizens have protected civil rights within their country, which are freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right to assemble, and the right to petition the government. We pride ourselves on the transparency of the Bokittsmichian government because we believe that everyone deserves to know about the government and policymaking of their country. Unlike the Chinese government, who uses the Great Firewall to limit political criticism on social media, the Bokittsmichian government tolerates a high degree of media freedom to encourage citizen control of the political agenda and to check political power and corruption. Social and political cleavages can be described as internal divisions that structure societies and may be based on class, ethnicity, religion, or territory. In Bokittsmichia, there are social tensions between the Bokittsmichian citizens who remain loyal to the government and the separatist group, made up of Zildjianian sympathizers who wish to separate from the government in order to revert back to the ways of the past. In order to constantly gain the attention of the government, this group has committed numerous terroristic acts through the years. Even though the government tried to reason with the Zildjianian separatists, they have refused to cooperate, which has left the government no choice but to suppress the violent terrorists. All of these qualities, cultures, and forms of participation make up modern-day Bokittsmichia. Looking back on the history of how this nation has gotten to where it is today emphasizes the amount of hard work that citizens and the government have gone through in order to maintain a functional nation.